Hi. Well, first off, I was writing all my stuff on blog.com, and it was really hard because I had so much to say, and I talk a lot faster than I write, so I'm just deciding to say it from now on. So I created a YouTube account, and now I will be sharing with pretty much my relatives. I don't think anyone else is going to be interested in what I'm doing here. All the things that I did. And so today I'm going to talk about, when was that? Saturday, February 25th. It was a long time ago. I mean, I have some of them written down until up to spring break, and then when spring break, oh, I look so swollen here. Okay, so here is my description of what happened. So to start off, it was my flatmate across the hall. Her name is Carly. It was her birthday. She was turning, I think, 19 or 20. We all went out to Octagon, and that's a club here in Bangor. And I invited both my American friends, but only one came, Sarah. We were all drinking in the common room for a while, and then I decided there was this really attractive guy. I felt kind of weird because they're all younger than me. Not too much younger, but I mean, they're all first years here, and I'm a third year living with a bunch of first years. So I was like, well, he's kind of cute. Maybe I'll kiss him later. His name was Joe. We drank for like 2 hours in there. I didn't drink straight for 2 hours, but like there were games going on, and we hung out in there for 2 hours. No, and at one point we went outside, and they were all pretty drunk. Sarah and I weren't very drunk yet. I was being really loud, like always, but we lit off lanterns like they do at the end of High School Musical too, and I was like, this is legit. And then we decided to go to Aki, so we walked there around 10:30, and then everyone else had left, but Sarah and I were staying behind for one of the other girls in our flat named Danelle, who denied it outright the whole time, but she had had too much. So why do you keep acting like I'm drunk? Because I'm not. You're the one who can't hold your alcohol. I'm totally fine. I've never been really drunk, and I've only thrown up one time, so everything's totally fine. Stop freaking out about it. I'm fine. Like, stop it. But no matter how many times we were like, Danelle, well, we didn't know how bad it was until we started walking. You guys are going so fast. Wait. Oh, what? Anyway, so we went to the club and we walked way slower than anyone else because Danelle was having a hard time walking, and Sarah and I just kept looking at each other like, really? This isn't a good idea. She had a giant bottle of water that she kept drinking, which was good. So we get there and we're like, we're not even gonna be able to get in because she's so drunk that they're gonna be like, you can't let her in. So we're in line. We're just like freaking. I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, I don't know. It's like half an hour now. Everyone's been there for half an hour, and I'm like, oh, I wanted to get there to see Joe, and now this other girl earlier that was also flirting with him named Helen is probably just gonna be there, and my chance is blown. And so we get in, and then I ditched them for a second because I needed to go to the bathroom. So I went and peed, and then I found them at the bar. And then she just kind of chilled with some other people that she seemed to have known already for the rest of the night until we found her again. And then we brought her to the dance floor, and she fell over immediately. And then she made out with some guy.
Oh. Oh.
And then Helen and Joe were making out.
Oh, yeah.
Missed my chance because I'm being such a good friend. We stayed there for like about an hour and a half, maybe. And then we were going outside because Danelle wanted to go outside for a smoke. Sarah and I don't smoke, and we did not know that there was a place inside the club that you can go smoke at. So we just went all the way outside, and we were like, we can get back in. There was no one at the door that's usually there that like watches for people who leave to let them back in if they're just going out for a quick second. So we were like, that's kind of weird, but we'll get back in, it'll be fine. So we get out there and, we're getting some air for her. And then we see this giant employee of the club like hunched over, like heaving in the corner. And I'm like, oh my God, sir, are you okay? Like, do you need help? Or he's like, no, I'm okay, I'm just overheated. And he was probably like 30. He was big though, like he was overweight. And then he was like, no, I'm just overheated. Everything's fine. Just, it's okay. It's okay. And then we waited like 5 minutes. And Janelle was like, yeah. And we were like, what should we do now? Because she was still in a bad shape. Because she had drank more when we got there. I didn't want her to. We weren't going to leave without her. And so it was like about 1, I think. It was almost 1. And then we were going back in, and we were going to stay till 2, and then we were going to leave. We tried to go back in, and then we were like, we were just here. We were just inside. And the other security guard was like, no, I didn't see you come out. Did you see him come out? And he points to the guy who was like heaving, who is now like recuperated and better, and he's over standing in the corner. And he said, no, I didn't see them. And I was like, are you for serious? Really? Like, We came outside and asked if you were okay. Now you're telling me you didn't see us and we didn't get to go back in. But the problem was, at this point, Danelle really had to take a pee. We're like, can she just pop in for a quick pee? And they're like, no, 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 no. We're basically outside and she has to pee and she's not gonna make it home. And no one else has any money left, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll call a cab. So we call a cab, we get home, Danelle pees, Sarah and I make some macaroni and cheese and are just eating. And we thought we put her to bed. She was pretty sloppy when she was walking, but she could still walk, so we weren't too worried about it. She could still get from point A to point B, just slower than normal. So Sarah and I are just eating mac and cheese that I made, and I'm not gonna lie, delicious. God. Janelle comes out of her flat, and she's like, I can't sleep. She looks over at our mac and cheese station, and she goes, are those my pots? And I was like, yeah, I hope you wouldn't mind. I mean, you were gone, and I was just gonna wash them. She's like, no, it's fine. You can always use my pots. And then about 5 minutes passing, Janelle hasn't said anything, and she looks over and she goes, hey, are those my pots? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you can totally use them whenever you want. She already said that. And I was like, yeah, you just said that. And then she's like, I think that you think that I'm drunk. Because I'm not, but you think I am. I've been so drunk before. And I know my limits. I'm not drunk. I'm not. So don't worry about me. And then she starts cleaning up the kitchen and putting all of the dirty dishes away. I'm just putting the dishes away because I don't like dirty kitchen. To know that's a dirty dish. You don't have to put all those things away. Are you just not wanting me to because I'm drunk and you're gonna think I hurt myself? Because I just don't want to mess. To know I'll put it all away. It's okay. That doesn't even go there. I'm liking it clean. I'll put it away. Everything is clean. Are you sure? I will do it. That's not even where that goes, and that is dirty. It's okay. I can put my stuff away. It's totally fine. You have to trust me. Sarah and I are talking, and she won't go back to bed, so she's just sitting there. And then she totally falls. Like she's in a chair like this, and then she just is laughing, and then she goes bam, and her face hits the ground, and she was fine. She had a little bit of a bruise in the morning, but she's got up and she's laughing hysterically. Sarah and I went to bed because she wouldn't. She just stayed in the kitchen, and then I found out the next morning apparently Carly, whose birthday it was that we were celebrating, had come into the kitchen later that night. The motion sensor activated, so it didn't. And there's a couch in there, and Danelle was sitting, her knees like this, and her face like this, and she's got really long dark hair covering her face. Just almost scared the shit out of Carly, which is kind of funny. That was my Saturday, the February 25th. God, I'm really far behind. I don't have that many more funny things until spring break that happen, and that'll be a lot of talking. So that's it for today, and I think the next day I'm going to talk about is the 18th of March. Okay, so I'm a grown-up now, and I wanted all of my relatives to know that I'm going to be talking about my trip to Amsterdam. So, if you are going to be offended by activities that can happen while in Amsterdam, I encourage you not to watch my next videos that I talk about Amsterdam on, and then I'll label them Amsterdam or something. So clearly I'm safe and I'm fine, but I'm just letting you know there are some things that are maybe a little unorthodox that I do because I'm in Amsterdam. So I just wanted you guys to know that, so it's part of the experience of traveling abroad, and I'm safe and I'm good. So I just wanted to let you know, and thanks for watching. I love you all. Bye. That was creepy. I love you all.